Now we're going to look at how we can override the batter that is being applied along our string. At the moment we have two different templates being applied, but both of them have a 1-in-1 batter condition. We're going to look at how we can override different parts of that batter anywhere along the string. Initially, we would just have a quick look at the design data form and review the batter entries that we can make. So we're going to go up to the ribbon, click on the design data form, and then left click near road 1. Once we're in there, we're going to left click on the batter item, and down the bottom click on add entry. In here we have a list of different batter entries we can add. Now we're not going to be using this particular form for the creation of our batter entries, but we will use this form to review the batter entries that we've made a little bit later on. We're going to be using the cross-section window method to add entries. Let's click on cancel and then close down the design data form. We're going to zoom into the first section of road 1. And we're going to open up a cross-section window at chainage 75. So to do this, I'm going to go up to the vertical grading editor, click on the section window pull down, and then left click somewhere near road 1, and then left click again somewhere in the vicinity of chainage 75. And again, in similar fashion to what we did with the variations module, make sure that you've got that nice and comfortable on screen. We haven't got it all scrunched up. You've got a decent scale set for the frame and for your zoom as well. So we're going to be looking at the right hand side of the design, and we in the variations module added a small retaining wall onto the end of our template. And maybe what we'd like to do is now remove the batter that is sitting at the toe of this particular retaining wall. To do this, we do not apply a design variation. So to reiterate what we spoke about in the very first module of the design variations, we do not use design variations to modify batters in any way. We can right-click either on the right side of the design to manage the right-sided batter, or right-click anywhere on the left side of the design to manage the left-sided batter. So we don't actually need to be picking on the batter code specifically. So I'm simply going to just somewhere in here right-click on the right side, and you'll see that we have batter override. Once we've hovered over batter override, we're then going to left-click on insert slope batter. So that may seem like a bit of a misnomer that we're adding something, but we want to remove the batter. But this is the override that will enable us to do that. So we're going to select this option. In the form, all we're going to do is to leave the start chainage at 0. We're going to select the end chainage and type in 100. This is the same chainage where our wall will finish. We're going to leave the side to apply as right. Because we right-clicked on the right-hand side of the cross-section window, it's automatically populated that for us. We're going to leave the remaining cells blank. Because we're putting in 0, the software will assume that we want a 0 slope batter, and in effect this is removing the batter through this chainage range. Let's click on apply. You can see there that the batter has now been removed from the end of our template through that particular chainage range. In the drawing environment, you'll now see that the batter doesn't actually start until after chainage 100. Let's have a quick look at what's happened in the design data form. So we're going to click on the design data form button for our string, which is found on the cross-section window ribbon. And in there we now have an entry which we're going to expand. We're going to select the entry, and here is the slope batter entry that we just made. So we can manage the entry within the design data form if we wish. Let's close the design data form. In addition, we can right-click anywhere in the cross-section window and click on Open Section Design Data. And because the slope batter entry that we've made is occurring at chainage 75, we can actually see it and we can make any changes that we want. Let's close that down. Let's now have a look at Model Viewer. If we zoom into the beginning section of road 1, you can actually see how the software has trimmed the two surfaces together. So we don't have this gap because there is no batter. The software will intuitively connect those two surfaces.